The Desmodus may just be the most underrated tame in all of ARK, and it's very popular right now because it was just released. How is it still this underrated? In no particular order, and I'm going to make this a super fast video so you get all the facts about the Desmodus in the smallest amount of time as possible. Here's why the Desmodus is still extremely underrated. First off, the Desmodus is extremely easy to tame. You can literally tame a Desmodus naked on the beach if the rates are boosted high enough, because they will tame even if you have nothing on you. They will tame without killing you if you have blood packs on you. But you can also get blood packs extremely easy. Making a blood syringe is extremely cheap. You can make blood packs and you can just die a couple times making blood packs. You only need about 50 blood packs to tame any level Desmodus on a small tribe server. On an official server at regular 1x rates, I would maybe go for 100 blood packs and go for a Desmodus. If you're on small tribes or better, go for 50 blood packs or less. Also, to make it even easier, you can just tame a low-level Desmodus, then go collect blood packs by hitting other creatures, because if you're riding a Desmodus, you will collect blood packs from hitting any creature whenever you hit them. Take those new blood packs you've gotten, go tame more Desmodus, go tame a high-level Desmodus, whatever you want to do. Also, the Desmodus collect only 2 things whenever they harvest a dead body. You get blood packs from hitting a live body, you harvest meat and spoiled meat whenever you harvest a dead body. That spoiled meat can be then turned into narcotics, which is extremely useful for players that are first starting out or solo players in general. So what do we got so far? They're extremely easy to tame and they're already useful, but there's more. There's more things that make this bat, this Desmodus, this new flying creature so extremely useful. Their stats are very decent. They have a lot more stamina than a Pteranodon. They have a self-healing because of the blood packs. When they eat a blood pack in their inventory, they'll heal up extremely quickly, sometimes full health just instantaneously. They're extremely useful when you're fighting other players and other creatures. They also have a natural life-stealing ability. You can turn it on by holding down R. With their flying mechanics, it's like a Tapajara. You can fly forward, backwards, up, down, and side to side. That's extremely useful in pick fights. It's kind of hard to use other tames when you're pick fighting because you can only fly in certain directions. With the Desmodus, you can fly up, down, and all around, and it's extremely easy to maneuver when you're fighting. It also has a natural glide ability, so you can actually go down a lot faster. Now, that glide does not really help you with your horizontal speed, but it will tremendously help you going down and readjusting when you're in the middle of a pick fight. Their picking radius is extremely large. Now, this may eventually get patched, but for right now, it is extremely easy to pick players with the Desmodus. The range is so large that you just have to be in the general area to pick them successfully. Now, we haven't even gotten to the 2 biggest things why this tame is so underrated, but just to add another little thing, when you do pick somebody with a Desmodus, it's very hard for them to hit you with the bola. The bola will almost never actually hit you when someone throws it at you while you've picked them with your Desmodus. The only real efficient counter to a Desmodus right now is the whip. But if you're smart, you can pick the player, attack them a couple times, and drop them before they pull out the whip, and you won't have to worry about getting whipped off your Desmodus. One of the Desmodus' special abilities is to be able to go invisible at night or go invisible when landed on a ceiling or a wall. I don't think I need to tell you why that's so helpful during the nighttime. You can literally fly around invisible. Kind of like a rock trick, you can be seen, but it's a lot better than a rock trick. It's really hard to see that Desmodus invisible when you're looking around. It blends in so incredibly well. My tribe mate flew up to me once on an invisible Desmodus. It doesn't tell you who it is because you're invisible, so their name doesn't even show up. And I literally couldn't tell that he was flying right next to me. So at nighttime, that invisibility ability is extremely useful. Now during the daytime, it's also useful. You can land on a wall or a ceiling and go invisible with your Desmodus anytime of day. Now, number one, that can be useful because it makes you invisible and you can just watch. You can use it for scouting, things like that. Also, if you need to go AFK, you can just land on a wall, go invisible, take a break. You're probably not going to get found. I've done this since the new map came out and I've not once been found. I've literally sat on a wall invisible once for half an hour and nobody found me. Also, the Desmodus has another ability, and it will detect other players and small creatures, and it will keep them highlighted, kind of like a parasaur does, so that you can follow where they go. This is extremely useful when you're trying to fight someone that is now landed on the ground. And also, this is probably the biggest thing in terms of the Desmodus, and it has nothing to do with its actual fighting ability. The Desmodus has what's called this Sanguine Elixir in its inventory that you can craft for the price of 200 blood packs. You can harvest blood packs from other creatures and tames and players that you fight, and it's extremely easy to get 200 blood packs. Before you know it, if you're fighting, you'll end up with hundreds of blood packs. So for 200 blood packs, you can craft a Sanguine Elixir. Why is this useful? Well, the Sanguine Elixir can be used to boost the taming of a creature by 30%. It can only be used one time per creature, and it's a consumable, so you cannot reuse it. And there is a decay timer of 4 hours, which is a long time. What does this mean? Let's say you're gonna go tame a Giga. You know that's what you're about to do. You find one you like, you take your bat, you craft the Sanguine Elixir, knock out the Giga like you normally would, and you start taming it. That 30% is gonna save you 30% of the time it takes to tame that Giga or any creature. You can literally use it for anything, guys, anything. The Fjordhawks are a pain in the butt to tame, but with that 30% boost, they're still a pain in the butt to tame, but they're not as much of a pain in the butt to tame because that 30% boost is a massive deal. Players aren't talking about this enough. That 30% boost is a really big deal. It makes taming things so much quicker and easier. Some tames you might have had to carry narcotics with you because you have to knock them out a little bit further in order for them to have enough time to eat all the food and tame up to completion. But with that 30%, that no longer has to happen. You can put that 30% on, put the food in, and it'll tame up before it ever wakes up. Sanguine Elixir is a bigger deal than people are making it out to be. That all being said, I think it's pretty obvious that the Desmodus is an extremely useful creature in both PvE and PvP, big time PvP. Honestly, I think it's going to be one of the most common creatures we see in PvP, especially for early game players because they're so easy to tame. If you haven't tamed one yet, I highly suggest you go tame one. Ready for 10 more tips you probably haven't heard about ARK? Check out this video here. I can guarantee at least one of those will be new to you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. My name is Dark, and I will see you next time.